Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Greetings and salutations, everyone.
Holy shit! Look who it is. It's Geoff Tate.
Wow. I did hear you say that you wanted Jeff on the show, and I know you could only be speaking about me.
Well, yeah, you are the only Jeff we know of.
Absolutely, Jeff with a G.
Well, Jeff with a G,
I would like
new album out, Kings and Thieves. How's that doing for you?
Yes, I was waiting for you to mention that, but no, you're talking about this boorish butt rock, this testament. Christopher, I thought you had much better taste than this.
Oh, well, you know, Jeff, I mean, I can only stay cerebral so long. I'm not as intellectually sound as you, sir.
We all knew that, but we all hold out hope for you, sir.
So, Jeff, I'm sure you're listening to the Classic Metal Show tonight, enjoying a bottle of Insania, and listening to Kings and Thieves whenever we play music to keep yourself entertained. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes. I'm enjoying the Insania wine and listening to your drunken exploits, and I must say I'm disappointed but not surprised.
Disappointed yet not surprised.
That would sum up my feelings pretty accurately.
Jeff, you've been gone for so long, I don't even know where to begin.
You know, I realize you had some imposter claiming to be myself on the program some weeks ago, and I was tempted to call in at the time, but then cooler heads prevailed. My lovely wife Susan and I had a little conversation about it, and we decided, let this boorish fellow make a buffoon of himself. I am the better man. I will be the best man that I can, as it were.
So let me ask you, Jeff, how's practice? How's band practice going with Bobby Blotzer and who are you playing? Rudy Sarzo on board. How's that going for you?
Rudy is a consummate professional. He's the Joe Lynn Turner of the bass. He will play for anyone.
The Joe Lynn Turner of the bass.
Nothing spectacular, but he can hold down the bottom end, as it were. Now, Mr. Blotzer is a different story, and you've heard the story about Steven Adler and how he had to watch Slash tapping his foot to keep time. Hey. I'm afraid that Mr. Blotzer may have the same rhythmic challenge, as it were, if you will.
He's rhythmically challenged.
You recall the story of his colleague, Mr. DeMartini, being in Dio for about 5 minutes until it became apparent that he could not play the songs to Mr. Dio's satisfaction. There's a reason he is in a band with Mr. Blotzer. Birds of a feather, if you will.
Wow. And I just watched Rat Behind the Music today, and I heard that I had seen how they raised Warren up to be a guitar god on his own, but you don't hold that same opinion.
Guitar god. It really makes me laugh. Guitar god. What a meaningless and stupid masturbatory term.
So he doesn't hold a candle to Chris DeGarmo, huh?
I would appreciate if you would not mention that person's name. That is a lifetime ago. It's some other Geoff Tate. I'm opening a new chapter. I don't want to talk about those old things. I have a new album out. It is called Kings and Thieves, and I will continue to use the Queensryche name, and I will play the Queensryche songs that everyone wants to hear, like Chasing Blue Sky and Doing Fine and Get Started, a personal favorite of Christopher's, I'm sure.
Oh, very much so, Jeff. Get started. In fact, Jeff, maybe I'm going to make a suggestion, and I'm certainly not as wise as you as being.
Well, that goes without saying, but go ahead. Humor me.
I think that the fans, especially those that would love to spend money just to be in your presence, would love to hear Dedicated to Chaos in its entirety on the next tour. What do you think about doing that?
As a matter of fact, Christopher, I don't want to give away too much, but it's been talked about. the reception for Dedicated to Chaos was just so wonderful on the other side of the barricade, but not so much on my side. But be that as it may, I've got rid of the dead weight, as it were.
Well, Geoff, obviously, getting rid of that dead weight, I mean, it opens up a vast, just wealth of opportunity for you to just rework and redefine great albums like American Soldier or Tribe or even Q2K, right?
Q2K, I'm glad you brought it up, Christopher. It's an area I've wanted to revisit for a good many years, but the non-contributors, I'm sure you know to whom I'm referring. The non-contributors objected deeply to my bringing in of drum machines and samplers and all kinds of synthesizers, newfangled gizmos, if you will. But it's an area I've wanted to explore. I'm a huge fan of electronic music, Massive Attack, Portishead.
Well, I'm looking forward to you hooking up with maybe Rob Halford from Judas Priest and.
No! Don't mention these metal names. I don't do metal music. I am a singer-songwriter. I prefer to put myself in the same category as Elliott Smith or Chris Isaac.
Chris Isaac. Well, I was hoping maybe you could go out on a dual tour with Judas Priest or Rob Halford while they perform Nostradamus in its entirety, and you could do Dedicated to Chaos in its entirety. That would be a show.
Neely, you're not listening to me. That chapter in my life is over. I don't tour with Judas Priest, or I don't tour with Iron Priest or Judas Maiden or any of that sort of rubbish. I am shedding my metal cloak. That aspect of my life is done. What more can I do to convince you?
Well, Geoff, maybe, and this is I'm just throwing ideas out there. Hopefully, one of them will grasp. Well, you can grasp onto and possibly turn
certainly.
into
Even a stopped clock is right twice a day.
Well, maybe I'll be right with this one. And since it's right up your alley, have you really considered the Queensryche Cabaret set of strip clubs around the country?
Yes, but it must be high-priced gentlemen's clubs. I will not be going to your local Twisters or your Red Room. I'm talking about your Scores-type place. And I know you will be especially interested in this, Christopher, but full frontal nudity. We're talking
Geoff,
real deal hardcore stuff. I mean, you may not have got your rocks off with those 14-year-old girls last week, but I can promise you the Queensryche Cabaret show with Geoff Tate having full creative control, you'll be creaming your jeans.
Well, Geoff, considering your new look with the shaved head but yet the goatee, what will you require the girls to be shaved or unshaved?
Well, I prefer the landing strip. It's the best of both worlds, if you will.
I prefer a full-on Chewbacca myself there, Geoff. Just a little information for you.
Well, I will take it under advisement. When we come to your neck of the woods, so to speak.
Geoff, for the love of God, though, you're not going to serve beer in your establishment, right?
Beer. Possibly, we are thinking about a tour of craft breweries. Not your Bud Miller, Coors Light, your Macro Brews, but possibly some of the better craft brewing establishments. But we would prefer to stick to wineries.
Right, absolutely.
Bohr is so proletarian. It's so, let's have a few beers and watch some football. No, wine is cultured. Wine, you can sip on the glass of wine, Insania wine preferably, and listen to the opera, or the classical composers, or possibly take in a good foreign film.
Sure. Now, is there any chance that you'll also carry, like, I Saw Red wine, the Warrant wine, or is that too beneath you?
Well, as I have my own axe to grind, I have a dog in the hunt, as you would say, colloquially, I would prefer that Insania would be the marquee event. It's my brand, if you will. Everyone is talking about their brand. This is my brand. I'm Geoff Tate. I am the proprietor of Insania Wine.
So you wouldn't consider brewing some warning wheat ale?
I've told you before, that chapter of my life is over. I'm not revisiting that. And if you want me to sing Queen of the Reich, I might just pull a knife on you.
Wow. Just don't spit on me, okay?
That is how strongly about which I feel this.
All right, well, just don't spit in my direction, will you?
Any fallout is entirely coincidental.
All right, Geoff. Well, what's on the calendar for you in the rest of the year and the new year?
Well, more rehearsals and possibly a bonus disc for the forthcoming Geoff Tate Voice of Queensryche album. You see, Kings and Thieves is just a solo album. I am readying the new Queensryche album, and I want to have it out before those other clowns do. And the bonus disc is going to be my band performing a selection of easy listening 80s favorites. Now I have favored you with some verses of some of my favorite dentist office music from the 80s before, but we're going to do it upright this time. It's something I was never able to do with Queensryche because those bonehead metalheads vetoed me at every turn, and now we're going to be bringing the air supply big time.
All right. Looking forward to it, Geoff.
Definitely.
All right, Geoff. Well, as always, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here on the Classic Metal Show. I'm surprised you remember our number.
All the credit is owed to a member of your chat room, a new guy, Mike, who reached out to me and wanted to know, why aren't you calling? Why we want you? We want the real Geoff Tate. We don't want this cardboard cutout that you had on the program. We want the real deal, and I try to honor all the requests of my fans. So I just had to reach out and make the connection. And it's wonderful to hear that you boys are back together again where you belong.
Yeah, it's just like a duo. I remember years ago. Was it Chris DeGarmo and Geoff Tate? All right, Geoff, you're more than welcome to call anytime.
Absolutely, and I would like to also state that I made a cameo appearance. The young gentleman who has so graciously allowed me to live in his basement, young Doghouse. I placed a call on his behalf not very long ago to his female companion. Had an annoying coworker that she would like me to contact by phone, so I called her at work one day. And I was at a wine and cheese tasting, and I talked to this young lady. I tried to interest her in talk about wine and cheese, and she constantly asked me, "Who are you? Why are you calling? I don't know you." And I said, "I'm Geoff with a G. I play the saxophone." But even that didn't move her.
Cretins.
Was alcohol involved? Yes.
Cretins. That's all I can tell you.
We are honored to have you back on our show, sir. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely. I would, judging by what I've heard this evening, the deplorable sexual content, the boorish behavior, I would say you are fully on your A game.
No, he's on a C game. It's the Chris game.
Right.
Well, absolutely, but your A game is about what my Z game is. Let's put it that way.
Very true, Geoff. Very true.
A little bit of wordplay from the master of such.
Nice. All right, Geoff, we'll call in anytime.
Absolutely. And good day to you, Mr. Neely, and also Christopher. And it's good to have you back. And looking forward to great number of years in the past. And I will leave you with a snippet of the song. What shall I sing? Any requests? Something easy, something 80s.
How about some Air Supply, which you referenced earlier? I can't wait to hear what Geoff Tate does to an Air Supply classic.
Well, I know just how to love you, and I know just how to hate. And I know just how to puke up the pepperoni pizza I just ate.
Wow.
I know just how to whisper, and I know just how to...
Wow.
And I know just how to use my fingers to make you cream Eugene.
Wow. Jeff made it his own.
I'm liking it, Jeff. That's solid, man. That sounds like something that you could use for the new cabaret.
Well, possibly, with the appropriate hand gestures. You see, as Christopher so astutely noted in his review of the Kings and Thieves, a wonderful album which you should all go out and purchase immediately, it sold 168 copies its first week of release, and that is a deplorable number, and that must be rectified. But as I was about to say, as Christopher said in his review, something about Geoff Tate's obsession with sex. Yes, some men grow less interested. As I grow into my 50s, as I push ahead into the uncharted territory above 50, I find that my obsession with sex is only growing and growing, so expect a lot more of it. And all you bitches, I'm putting you on notice right now. I've got your dinner and your lunch swinging.
Wow, and that wasn't boorish of you to say.
Coming from me? No. I am wearing a smoking jacket. Nothing boorish. Boorish comes from a man in a smoking jacket.
Right.
I talk in a phony English accent. That makes everything better.
Right. Wow. All right, Jeff. Well,
Baby, I got a big wiener for your bun. Big and hot and sweet. Where you ever seen such meat? Got lots of onions, too. And, mustard.
All right, Jeff. Well, we're going to let you go now. So, hail and kill and hand job to you, sir.
Yes, fuck you, pal.
There he goes. It's Geoff Tate. After 2.5 year absence, he's back.
Thank God he put an end to the thoughts that other guy that we had on a few weeks ago was the real Geoff Tate.
Yeah, somehow you got bamboozled, Chris.
Man, oh man, that publicist got bamboozled too.
Wow.
Glad Jeff checked in to set the record straight, though.
I am too. My
eyes are watering. I am crying over here.
It's good stuff. Wow. Good for him.
Thank God he's back.
I'm glad he gave us the exclusive.
No doubt.
Wow. All right.